Um, it's Cheryl again. Um, I haven't been on for a few days, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I was on today. Today is Friday. Um, Friday was the day of the girl's accident, so I don't like Fridays. Call me crazy, call me whatever, but it seems like that from that point forward, anything that ever happened that was bad was on a Friday. Last time I talked about making the arrangements, um, even in making the arrangements and after losing the girls, um, you just start taking inventory of what you have, what they had. Um, we go through their rooms and we say, oh, look at this and look at that. And it was then when we discovered how special our girls were. Every parent is different in what they keep and what they save, and what's comfortable to you is comfortable to you, and others in your stages of grief, you might like something else, and that's not wrong. Whatever you feel like is good for you is good for you, and don't let anybody else tell you different. We still have these are the girls' phones. This is Mackenzie's phone. It is still on and activated, has her voicemail, which, yes, I call and listen to it sometimes. Lauren's phone. It is broken, but it was broken when she was using it. I'm not exactly sure why, because she had several phones that weren't broke. But yes, we turn them on and we look at them on different occasions, and this was Mackenzie's iPod, and she used it for her music, of course, the most important thing to a teenager. I have a bag of things here. Some of these, let's see, how can you see them? Some of the things that are in this bag are things that the girls were wearing during the accident. Some are things that I collected because I know they were important to the girls, and we actually keep these in a safe that's fireproof because I don't want to lose them. Something that I hadn't thought of because I've never planned a funeral, and I definitely didn't know of anyone who did in their 30s. A friend of mine had just lost her mother-in-law, and she asked if we had gotten the girls' fingerprints before they had embalmed them, and I said, no, I didn't even think about that. Then she said, did they give you any hair? And I said, no, I didn't think about that either. At this time, we are at the graveside. The caskets had been closed. They were getting ready to put them in. I asked my husband, I said, please go ask Barry to get some hair from each girl. I have to, if that's the one thing that I have that's from them, actually physically a piece of them, then that's the only thing that I have. They'll always be in my heart, but this is something that touched them and was them. So my husband went and talked to Barry, who was wonderful and does the funerals here, and he gave us hair. I got locks of hair from both girls. I have made lockets for myself, my mother-in-law, and my mom. And I just had stuffed animals made. They were kind of like Build-A-Bear, but we did them in the Bahamas. And we put a funeral, I hate calling it a program, announcement, whatever it was, in there. And we also put a lock of each girl's hair. And we put it up. And my intention, if I ever have any grandkids, is to give that to the grandkids, and DJ will determine what's the best for them. But what I wanted with that is for them to have their aunts close to them, because my girls loved babies. They took care of them. They cherished babies. And I know if they would have had any nieces or nephews, they would have absolutely loved them. So in a way, this puts my girls closer to their niece or their nephew, or both, or however it's done. I still have hair. My intention is, when I do have if I have with each one, I'll give them a little piece, and DJ and his wife will determine what happens to that. This is something I have kept. This is actually my badge from work. This was always by my heart. This is Mackenzie. See here, Mackenzie playing softball, DJ just being DJ, and Lauren as a cheerleader. I got many compliments on how beautiful my children were. When we were going through Mackenzie's room, Mackenzie liked to keep herself positive, and she had things stuck all over the place. She had a cork board, but she had signs, she had everything. Some of them I did take out of her room, but this is one of the things that she had written. Don't let anyone think less of you because you're young. Be an example to all believers in what you say, in the way you live, in your love, your faith, and your purity. 1 Timothy 4:12. She also wrote positive sayings. The only thing that will never go away, that will never fail you, is your faith in God. This one is, a lot of people have liked this one. And it says, the end is just the beginning. At the time, we didn't, who knew what that meaning was. The words you speak come from the heart. That's what defines you. Matthew 15:18. She had read several stories about Corrie ten Boom, which was, they actually, helped hide Jewish people where they lived during the ruling of Adolf Hitler. She has written many books and many positive things, because even through what the horrible, her family was killed in a Nazi camp, she still believed that God is number one. God is the one. If that's how God wanted it to be, that's the way it's going to be. And one of the quotes that she wrote, do nothing that you would not like to be doing when Jesus comes. Go no place where you would not like to be found when he returns. Here's another little cute one that she made. She loved to draw and to doodle. Here's another Corrie ten Boom. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to an unknown God. Our other daughter didn't write as much. Honestly, you couldn't read it because she has horrible handwriting. But she did love to draw. These are some of the things that we found in her room. This is something that she drew. This was not a tracing. This was her actual drawing of horses, which she loved, with her hand on the horse. Different crosses she drew. Here's another one. On the mount, of course, with Jesus. Let's see what else. Here is a picture of Lauren. She loved animals. Here is another one of her drawings. She even has drawings on her wall. I could keep going all night with this, but the main thing is you know, if you've already lost a child, you can't really do anything except try to let people know how wonderful that child was. But for those of you who haven't lost a child, I challenge you to learn more about that child, what they like, what they don't like, what they're reading. Be as close to that child as you can. Don't let them distance themselves from you. Our girls were very close to us. They didn't like us at several points, mainly me. But up until right before the accident, Mackenzie and Lauren would come lay in our room at night, and we'd talk, and she'd ask me to do her hair and her makeup and different things. So even as a 16-year-old, I cherish every second of that, because not a lot of teenagers do that. But I knew that I always wanted to keep my kids close to me, teaching them manners and that life isn't easy, but that they are important and they are a part of our life, and I was there for them for anything they needed. Even if it was bad, they could call me any time of the day or night, and they knew that. That's all for tonight. I do encourage you to make comments or let me know if there's something that you would like to talk about. Because I'm not doing this just for me. I want to do this for other families so they know what to expect, and if there is no normal. So don't worry about what other people do or say, but just that every day is going to be a different day, and you do not know what mood you're going to be in the next second. So all of those feelings that you have are completely normal. I will say good night and God bless, and I hope everybody has a great weekend.